right.
Hey, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Something About Web3. My name is Dan Lippert. I'm here with Kazuaki.
Hello, hello.
Kind of rhymed or something. That could be a good intro.
Yeah.
Um, man, what a crazy week for
Yeah.
crypto. I mean, we're filming this on Friday afternoon after the crypto market and stock market pooped their pants, so to speak. uh, Completely. Well, I mean, whatever. Not that bad, but the market dumped pretty hard. Everyone's losing it, so to speak. Yeah, it's down. It's down like almost 8%. So that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Good. You know what? This is so funny. I accidentally set up a short position and cashed it out yesterday.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. And if you're listening to the podcast, I talk about, kind of what I'm doing week to week and different projects I'm interested in. So I borrowed Phantom off of Greenery Finance because they're going to be doing an airdrop at some point. And I set up a LP Phantom USDC with all of that borrowed Phantom
hmm
on Beethoven. And the pool readjusted. I had impermanent loss. So I ended up with more Phantom at the end
Yeah.
than I had anticipated, right? Because the price of Phantom went down. So therefore my LP position was like kind of was buying more Phantom, right?
Right. Right.
Um, but because I was just borrowing that Phantom,
hmm
um, I wasn't necessarily exposed to that price risk of Phantom going down in a meaningful way because it was all borrowed except for the little bit that I bought.
Mm.
Um, so with the price dropping so hard, I actually made like 500 Phantom more than I borrowed,
Mm.
uh, but I only spent a little bit of USDC.
Wow.
I didn't mean to short Phantom, but I did borrow a lot of Phantom, and then when I unwound the position, I had more Phantom than I borrowed. So
That's
it
sweet.
worked out well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to do some analysis on what the hell happened there. Probably I lost
Right.
money. I just don't realize it
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yet.
Wow.
But
Yeah. The timing was perfect.
yeah, the timing was good, and now I am borrowing Boo from Greenery because now you can borrow Boo there, which is pretty nice. Um, anyway, the markets are horrifying. What are you doing in this market, Kazuaki? Are you just getting wrecked, or are you deploying some strategies here? Share some alpha with me and the listeners.
No. I've I've been just you know putting all my money on the LP, like
Yeah.
USDC Phantom or USDC Ether. That's
Hmm.
all. So the whole asset has been like pretty stable.
It's true,
Yeah.
actually. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. I am crazy, but maybe, but maybe this is a result of that craziness. The price of Ether seems really stable,
Yeah.
like the past couple of months.
hmm
Like right now, it's at 2750 US dollars, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like for the past year or so, it's really stayed within the range of like 2600 to 3300 or so.
Yeah.
I could look at a chart to have the actual number, but all right, that isn't true at all because it went up to it went up to almost $5,000 back in October. Forgot about that, but still,
Oh,
I guess since the new year, it's been pretty range bound, at least compared to Bitcoin. I think
yeah.
it's a little bit more chill, so it's a good way to do it. Are you getting a lot of impermanent loss on your LPs?
Yeah, a little bit though.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I guess the amount of impermanent loss you get is pretty much tied to the volatility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, volatility and the trading volume.
Mm-hmm.
But I assume you probably make it back in fees.
Yeah.
No. Um, hmm, what can you do? Just stay chill. Not me. I
Mm-hmm.
move my stuff around like crazy all the time.
Well, what are you doing?
Well, just a lot
What are
of
you doing?
borrowing, LPing,
Yeah.
undoing LPs. I've been using Reaper Farm, which is cool. Um, but I think they're having some problems, or maybe Beethoven is having some problems with some of their LPs, so they're having to upgrade some. And been checking out a lot of borrowing platforms, trying to
Yeah.
get airdrop for new stuff.
Hmm.
Actually, before the show, we talked a little bit about some airdrop stuff, and you mentioned you saw the Ethereum Hop airdrop, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know anything about that?
No, I saw a couple people talking about that on the crypto Twitter, but
Yeah,
I haven't done anything yet.
it's a team that was behind the Ethereum wallet, which I'm trying to remember what it is because I got an email about the airdrop, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
you're eligible for this airdrop," and I'm like, I don't even remember what this is, but I'm sure it's something that I just tried out at some point, you know?
yeah,
I mean, everyone who's been in crypto for a long time probably has like dozens of wallets that they just tried
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So anyway, but they're onto a new project called Hop, which is for bridging or bridge or as people like to say now. Um, but anyway, yeah, I just play with a lot of stuff because I'm kind of like constantly getting airdrops. And it's a
Yeah.
pretty good strategy, I think. I'm not saying you need to go and Sybil attack an airdrop, but try out new stuff because and just try out all the stuff that you see that's interesting. Be a good steward of the ecosystem, and I think you get rewarded pretty well.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
like with the big one, the optimism airdrop. Um, donating Gitcoin grants made you eligible for that.
Mm-hmm.
Or another one I talked about before, Element, that was for contributing on GitHub to a bunch of different projects. Or now they're saying ZK Sync is going to have an airdrop.
Yeah,
That will ZK Sync, their biggest project, at least at the outset, was Gitcoin grants,
yep.
layer two. And so people are speculating they're going to airdrop if you did a ZK Sync donations,
Mm-hmm.
which I think makes a lot of sense. So, just go out there and try stuff.
That's true.
One that you told me about that I totally missed was the ENS airdrop. And
Right.
I had registered. I used ENS. Like, why not? I mean, just try it out, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then, boom, like thousands of dollars worth of tokens, right?
Yeah, yeah.
At the time, I think I felt bad because I spent like $100 on ENS domain. And I was like, that was a waste of money.
I know, but
This is a long time ago though. Before anyone
yeah,
started their Twitter account to whatever.eth.
mm-hmm.
By the way, you could find me at danlippert.eth.
Nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Do you have any
I
good
got
ENS domains?
I got Kazuaki.eth.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but speaking of airdrops, there's some drama in the Cosmos community. Kazuaki and I were talking about earlier. Um, a little project called Juno Network And as we were checking it out before the show, we came across an update. So it's pretty funny. Um, real quick, if people aren't aware of this project, it's a project on Cosmos called Juno. They did an airdrop. A lot of people claim that there was a person that Sybil attacked the airdrop. Sybil attack meaning like creating a bunch of different wallets to be eligible for the airdrop, even though you're just one person. This guy claims that he represents a huge group of people, and that's why there were so many accounts. But the DAO voted to just take this guy's tokens away because that he Sybil attacked it. And then he said that, well, he leads this investment group, and now he's going to sue the Cosmos validators for processing this transaction because basically they're stealing from him. DAO or not, can you just steal something from someone like that? I mean, I'd hate to be the lawyers involved in that court case.
Right.
But if you were to look at like a regular corporation that had shares or something like that, even a privately held corporation, if you have a bunch of partners in the corporation or shareholders, you can't just vote to take someone else's shares. So that's already not allowed. What you can do is issue more shares, right?
Yeah.
Which
Mm-hmm.
didn't do, but they could have done that. They could have said, "Well, we're going to do another airdrop. This guy's not eligible, and now we're going to airdrop 1 million times more tokens," effectively stealing or making the tokens that this person had worthless. But anyway, they didn't do that. They voted to just take the tokens. And now I'm reading today, they did take the tokens and accidentally sent it to the wrong address.
I mean, yeah.
How insane. Why? I mean, why is this guy? Doesn't seem to me. It doesn't seem like it's a great project.
Yeah.
And that's just my personal opinion. That's not financial advice. But I don't know anything about Cosmos. So is this type of stuff common over there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Makes me want to look into.
I heard there's some community here in Japan a while back, but I haven't heard any upgrades from them.
Yeah. They've been around for a while. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But that is a funny story. So check that out. Juno, the guy, the whale, who they took his tokens, Takumi Asano. He's a cool looking dude. And young guy. And he's speaking English really well. He tweets in English, so you can check out part of the story.
I feel like he's pretty smart in that sense, Like his civil attacks succeed, and at least the issuer has to have some kind of like civil resistant airdrop mechanism, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't, and then what they did instead was like voting, and then I was surprised that the DAO could steal his airdrop money, and how do they do that?
Yeah, well, they burned it apparently. In the end, they didn't want to burn it; they accidentally burned it.
Yeah.
Well, what a disaster.
Yeah.
That's been a thing lately. Is like, how do these DAOs get set up with airdrops and not tank the price, right? Because so many people just sell whatever they get airdropped.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's just what people do. And there's another airdrop that I just saw. Oh, the Ethereum airdrop that we were talking about, the HOP protocol airdrop. They were warning people. I joined their Discord to take a look. They were warning people not to Sybil attack it because if they had some sort of Sybil detection mechanism, if I had to guess, probably like IP address based or something like that, right? Because you have to go to their DApp to receive the airdrop. They had some sort of mechanism and they said that if they detected a Sybil attack, they would revoke your airdrop. Basically,
Yeah.
you'd be ineligible for the airdrop. And so their Discord is full of people complaining that they were marked as Sybil attackers.
Hmm.
Um, and I thought to myself, oh well, I want to check, like, because I don't remember using Ethereum or when I did it or what I used it for or anything. I was like, oh, I want to check all my different addresses to see if any of them are eligible. But I think just doing that might be enough to get you kicked out, you know,
Wow.
to use a VPN or something between checks.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, that's I guess that's a good strategy. Airdrop farming, maybe try to keep a low key so you don't end up getting your accounts banned or tokens
Yeah.
stolen. Um, but it does seem like a good strategy. Oh, also Gnosis is doing another airdrop. They're spinning out the Gnosis Safe project into its own DAO.
Hmm.
Gnosis Safe, a really, really fantastic multi-signature Ethereum wallet. Also supports a lot of other chains. Anyway, Gnosis Safe doing their own project, and they're airdropping. But you have to submit an application to the current members of the DAO. Like, you have to submit a
Hmm.
form. Um, if you produced any kind of content regarding Gnosis Safe or anything
Yeah.
like that. So I made a tutorial a long time ago on my YouTube channel on how to
Hmm.
use Gnosis Safe, the original
Yeah.
Gnosis Safe. So I submitted that. I haven't heard back, but I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But that's an interesting way to do it. Like there's a human who reviews all the applications, you
Yeah.
know, for the airdrop. So that seems cool. Um, a lot of airdrops came from Gitcoin grants.
Hmm.
You know, Gitcoin grants has an official rule that you can't tell people you're going to give them an airdrop if they donate, right? You
Hmm.
can't do any kind of quid pro quo. People have done it in the past, and then that rule was established. And also people have just set up the grant and then without saying anything, they've done the airdrop. And so that's okay too. You just can't tell people you're gonna do the airdrop before.
Yeah.
Um, totally unrelated note. I set up a Gitcoin grant for this podcast.
Awesome.
I'm not saying we're gonna do an airdrop. Um,
Hmm.
but if you like the podcast, feel free to come donate. Right now, there isn't a matching round. When there is a matching round, you could expect me to shill the grant a lot more, because if you donate like $1, we'll get $100 or something. Um,
Hmm.
but I think we are allowed to say, when that time comes, maybe we'll do a POAP or something like that,
Yeah.
which will be cool. And how do you feel about POAPs? Do you think they're cool? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I think at least like I don't know, a couple people having fun
Yeah,
claiming their NFTs,
yeah,
and like people who visited the DevCon a few years
yeah.
ago. Like a lot of people claimed their NFTs, and then that was pretty fun.
That is my favorite NFT that I
Yeah.
have, is the DEF CON one. And
Hmm.
I don't know why, because you can't sell it. I mean, I guess you could sell it, but who would buy it, right? It's kind of an odd
Yeah.
thing to
Yeah.
buy.
Yeah.
Um, but it just feels cool to have it
Hmm.
at danlippert.eth. If you want to take a look, you can go to danlippert.eth and take a look at it and stare at it. Um, but it does feel cool. I wish there were more POAPs for like different stuff. It's just a
Hmm.
cool idea. I mean, that's what Gitcoin kudos were in a lot of
Right.
different ways. But it wasn't like as official as POAP is, in terms of like the idea that you were in some physical space to receive the
Hmm.
POAP. So
Yeah.
um, I want to do more POAP stuff, and I don't know, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's my favorite NFT.
Yep.
Just has a lot of cachet. If I get verified on Twitter, I'm going to set my profile pic to my POAP, right?
Yeah.
Because you could do that now. Well, if you're verified, I think it's the only way to get it. Anyway, speaking of NFTs, a lot of people are upset with the Bored Apes this week. What are your thoughts on this, Kazuaki?
I don't know. I'm pretty much anti Bored Ape Yacht Club
Yeah,
because I don't know, too much hype
too
on
much
that
hype.
team. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, freaking Jimmy Fallon and Paris Hilton or whatever
Yeah,
have
yeah,
them.
yeah.
But that was, I mean, that was the highest ever gas prices, right?
Mm-hmm.
On Ethereum when they did the other side
Mm-hmm.
NFT drop, which was a brand new NFT series by Yuga Labs. Thousands and thousands of dollars worth of gas, right? Per
It's insane.
transaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. It looked kind of cool. Like, I don't really know that much about the project. I don't think there's that much information about the project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just eventually it's going to be some metaverse project, and this is some sort of metaverse land that you could have bought as an NFT.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Obviously, Bored Ape Yacht Club, they had their own coin, Ape Coin, that they airdropped, and you had to use Ape Coin in order to participate in the NFT mint, which is cool. I don't know. They have a DAO. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of hype, but I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily like Bored Ape Yacht Club. I'll be honest. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's something about it that seems a little bit cringe.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what do you want them to do? Like, that would be my question to people. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't own any Bored Ape stuff or anything or Ape Coin or anything. But like, what should this project be doing differently other than not existing, which is I think what most people would say, right?
Right.
Like, what do you want them to do?
Mm-hmm.
I guess a lot of people saying they should have done the NFT sale differently, in a more
Yeah.
gas efficient manner. But one thing that's interesting is that Yuga Labs yesterday went and refunded ETH to everyone who had a failed mint. So thousands and thousands of ETH. Isn't
Really?
that crazy? They refunded everybody.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, good for
It's
them.
great customer service.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they're so rich. Like,
Yeah.
why not, right? Did you take a look at the NFT itself?
No.
I think it's kind of cool. I don't know. I don't like the art necessarily of Bored
Right.
Ape Yacht Club, but I
Mm-hmm.
think this is their most interesting art that they've done,
Mm.
if that makes sense. Like, it's like it's I don't know, kind of like Minecraft or something like that. It's these little plots of land,
Right, right.
you know. Um, and there's different biomes, there's different environments. There's desert, there's snow, there's forest, there's swamp,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, the art's not bad. I think it looks kind of cool. Like, I don't know, I'm not
Yeah.
an artist. I
Yeah.
definitely couldn't draw as well as this artist did,
Mm-hmm.
100%. Um, and there's different artifacts you have on your land, and then they airdrop like characters on top of the land and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the floor price is $10,000 to buy one, so you know that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. They have an SDK, for Otherside,
Mm.
but you have to submit an application.
Yeah.
That kind of pissed me off, to be honest,
Mm.
because I was going to download the SDK and check it out and try to get an idea of what this project is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm actually very pro metaverse and everything.
Yeah.
But the SDK is not open source or anything, so I'm not that interested now. You know, so that would be my criticism of them is why aren't you more open source?
That's true.
Also, I didn't see any Nazi imagery in the other side NFTs.
Yeah.
Couldn't find any. I don't know if Ryder Ribs posted anything about that. If you found some. Also, Yuga Labs bought CryptoPunks. Maybe we talked about that last week.
Yep.
But that's interesting. So I don't know. Did you get a other side? If you're listening to this and you got another side, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are of it and why you like it. Are you going to sell it? Are you going to keep it? Whatever.
Yeah, I might sell it.
You would sell it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only $10,000 though. I mean, $10,000 is a lot of money, but it's nothing compared to what a ape costs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like ape is like $100,000 or something at least.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's 10x from here. All their other projects do. So also like they're very generous with airdrops. So because they did like there's like a dog. It was like a mutant dog or something, right? That they airdropped last year or something. And then the ape coin and stuff. So there's that to think about. Anyway, that's my NFT report. You know, NFTs, I guess Ethereum, OpenSea also supports Polygon, which I think is great.
Yeah.
But also Solana. Everyone loves Solana for NFTs. But does Solana love them back? Because Solana had a lot of problems in their network this week.
Yeah.
Apparently from NFT minting bots or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you end up reading about like why they're having all these problems?
Well, Solana went outage last week, and then it was caused by high, like many transactions, and then
so it was NFTs.
I think it was the NFT. What's being done is, according to their report, it says the bot actively targeted NFT mints. So
yeah,
transaction volume reached 10,000% the level of September. So
wow. Well, it makes sense because Solana, one of the differences of Solana compared to Ethereum, there's a lot of differences, by the way. And I'm not, so if you're listening to this, don't take this as an anti-Solana rant, because what I think is so cool that they're trying something different, but they didn't have fees, right? Like every transaction just cost what it cost, and it was very dynamic in terms of the amount of transactions per block. But because of those differences, I think it made it easier to overwhelm the network compared to an EVM type of thing, right? Because of the what would you call that? The I can't think. Save me, Kazuaki. What do you call that? The problem. You can have two. You could have 2 out of 3. The database thing. What is that called? I haven't had enough coffee today. Anyway, the database problem. It has a fancy name. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't know.
Frantically Googling the the name of this and failing. Anyway, you can have like finality and isolation, and I can't remember. Anyway, God, my computer science professors would they're so ashamed right now. Anyway, so so the anyway, the way Solana is different makes it more susceptible to this problem. Here's what I think is quite interesting, is that Solana is going to add a miner tip to transactions now. So now you'll be able to pay for priority with your transactions, just like Ethereum, just like all the other chains, basically. I think Solana, they wanted to market themselves as not having that, like gas fees go up. But if you don't have gas fees go up, you run into a problem. It's called the trilemma. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Okay.
Trilemma. Like a dilemma where you have two problems, but it's a trilemma because there's three problems. The scalability trilemma.
Yeah.
All right, so so scalability, decentralization, security. They sacrifice decentralization. But now they're going to add these fees. So I think that's quite cool. That makes me more interested in Solana. And I guess no one forget here, regardless of how many billions of dollars goes through the Solana network, by their own accounts, they claim that it is a test net, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
I guess so.
Yeah. So, wait, my headset got all messed up. So yeah, they say it's a test net. So whatever, they're allowed to make changes, right?
Yep.
Anyway, because my ranted up trilemmas. I don't know. Are you interested in Solana now, or have you ever used Solana?
No, I haven't actually. But
are you more interested now, knowing that?
Yeah, actually,
it's going to be closer to Ethereum.
I was surprised that they have really good developer team internally.
Really good, yeah.
Plus, they, according to their report, they have 3 mitigation in the works, address the stability and the resilience of the network, and then they listed 3 different mitigations, and then I feel like Solana network is battle testing all the way, and then their network is stronger and safer. So I'm really hoping that Solana network's going to be more I don't know, more they have a scalability, without losing their security and stuff like that.
Yeah, and hopefully increase the decentralization too.
Mm-hmm.
Because people always call it SQLana, SQLANA, because they say it's not decentralized. But they put a lot of money into the technology side of it. I have to say, I got a sponsored ad on Twitter for the Solana hacker house in Tokyo. Apparently, there's some house in Tokyo you could go live in.
Wow.
And be a Solana developer.
Wow.
And they're paying for this.
Nice. Awesome.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Apparently they're all over the world. They're all over the world, these Solana hacker houses.
Wow.
I've never heard of Ethereum doing that. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Oh.
So, and you know what? I took a look at the Solana docs recently just to get an idea of what's going on. Because a lot of people talk about MEV on Solana. Mm-hmm. Topic we talk about a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's so completely different than Solidity. And it's not even like it's a different language version of the same concepts of the EVM. The concepts are totally different. It
Right.
is so different than the EVM in so many ways. So if you're a developer, I highly recommend at least checking out the docs.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think I'm going to get more into Solana. So expect to hear more Solana stuff on this podcast. And as I say that, the 10 people who listen to this podcast are unsubscribing. But but I don't know. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check it out because I don't know enough about it, and it's cool that they're doing something different. So
Yep.
okay. The world will see great results from these hands.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I know you feel that way.
So true.
So true. And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's one of the latest memes going around the dev community. Kazuaki, you said this to me. I thought this was so funny, this thread.
Did you I mean, have you read all through this thread?
Oh yeah. Too funny. Why don't you tell people what this thread is about?
I think this guy called John Woo, he's is he dev on the Aztec network or like hiring manager or something, and then he get contact through Greenhouse for the person named Bobby Sierra.
It's a great name.
I know, right?
Bobby Sierra.
Yeah.
If you're gonna use a fake name, you should use one that's not so
I know,
good.
Right?
You have to use a boring one. But anyway.
I know. Bobby Sierra. And he's a Solidity engineer.
Yeah.
And yeah, his CV looks nice, and he speaks English and some Chinese, and his experience was F2 pool and DAO NFT side project on his resume. So he picked up the resume and then did the job interview. And no. Before that, at the end of the cover letter, he signed off the cover letter says, "The world will see the great result from my hands."
It's such a good line.
I know, right?
It's so epic.
Yeah.
The world will see great results from my hands.
I wouldn't come
love
up with that line if I try to hack someone.
Yeah, only a hacker would say something like that. I mean, right? I mean, you have to be
yeah.
What do they call it? Chuninbyo, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's too funny.
Yeah.
So the guy interviews him, right?
Yeah.
Gets on the phone with him. And the guy is like saying all kinds of weird stuff, right?
Yeah, with a strongly Korean accent.
Yeah. Strong Korean accent. And not a normal one, right? This guy says he's very familiar with Korean accents.
Yep.
And he says this guy's Korean accent is not normal. It's not a normal South Korean accent, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a North Korean accent. The guy says he's from Hong Kong. And then he asks him about working for F2 Pool. And so the guy puts him on mute. Bobby Sierra puts this guy on mute and comes back 5 minutes later and doesn't even answer the question. Just saying, I want the job. I'm gonna do great for your company, all this stuff. Totally ignores the question.
Yeah.
And so this guy says that he thinks it was part of Lazarus Group. And this is like their new strategy, is to try to directly get into companies. Get a company to hire them and then do whatever, right? Really crazy. So I mean it's such a funny story. Go check it out. The guy's name is John Woo _JohnWoo.eth. But that line, the world will see great results from my hands. That's got to be meme of the year, right? Yeah.
And the okay line, I like that.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
okay after every
Okay.
sentence.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I think that's a typical uh Korean who speaks English. Well, he who doesn't speak English very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always say okay.
Okay.
Huh.
But
You
remember,
know what?
like,
I think that's just kind of a Zoomer thing.
yeah.
I think Americans do that too. Well,
Yeah.
they turn every sentence they say into a question.
Well, I feel like remember like a few weeks ago here in the podcast, like we talk about like North Korean hackers,
Yeah.
and then Kim Jong Woo will be the might be the great like project manager,
Yeah.
but through this uh, threat, I strongly feel like there's a like I don't know director or something
Oh yeah, of
or
course.
managers. I mean, who would name the guy called Bobby Sierra?
Yeah. That's just insane. Bobby Sierra. It sounds American, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess he claimed to be Canadian. Um,
the
it
line
reminds me of like
war.
Carlos Danger.
Yeah,
Was Anthony Weiner's fake name.
yeah. And the world will see the great result from my hands.
Yeah, it's very
I don't
ominous.
know. I don't know. I mean, is that is that the result from Google Translate, or like did this guy took this line from movie or something?
It's just an evil sounding thing to say.
Yeah, yeah. And then John Woo say like this motherfucker sounds like a Bond villain. That's the truth.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously.
Yeah.
um anyway. The shout outs to the North Korean hackers. If you're a North Korean hacker and you listen to the podcast, let us know. We can come on and
Yeah,
interview you. If you're
yeah,
Bobby Sierra.
yeah.
I gotta think, like, do these people I mean, it's so hard to know anything about North Korea, to be honest. Like, who
Mm,
knows what's going on over there? But the people who are doing the hacks and stuff, they have to know like how much money they're getting,
mhm,
right?
yeah.
And there's black markets in North Korea. So like, are these hackers like some of the richest people in North Korea? Or are they just like super idealistic, juche, communist,
Mm,
fascists, obsessives who are like super high ranked in the North Korean military, you know?
mm.
And what
That
would
might
you even
happen
do
too.
with a million Bitcoin? Not a million Bitcoin, but what would you do with $1 million worth of Bitcoin or $10 million worth of Bitcoin if you lived in North Korea? There's only so much you could do, right?
Right. That's
I mean,
true.
even in Japan, if you have $10 million worth of Bitcoin, what can you do with it?
Yeah.
That's not easy to work with. So
Hmm.
no matter where you are. Um, anyway, North Korea, they have their own version of Linux. Did you
Really?
know that? Yeah, they have their own distro. It's called Red Star Linux.
Oh, sounds cool.
And I think it plays the Korean national anthem when you start up the operating system. And the background is a picture of Kim Jong Un. And
Hmm.
then it like randomly shows you like quotes from Kim Il Sung or something like
Wow.
that.
So cool.
And then otherwise, I think it's like uh, Debian or something. I don't know.
Ah. Do we get the root access though?
Yeah, yeah. It automatically gives root access to Kim Jong Un when you boot it up.
So
I've
cool.
been watching like all these random Linux videos on YouTube
Yeah.
because I'm gonna take an old laptop of mine and put some Linux on it
Yeah.
because I'm sick of how slow Mac OS is.
Hmm.
Um, like on older computers, it's so slow, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, um, so I've been watching all these random YouTube videos
Yeah.
about Linux distributions.
Nice.
and I watched some about Red Star Linux. But apparently it's on version 4. Version 1 came out in how many years ago? 2008.
Mm.
So that's a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it uses open. It has Open Office. It has Wine. It has Firefox. You know,
Awesome.
all that good stuff. I guess it costs you could buy it in North Korea for $15, and I don't know. Seems cool, right?
Yeah. We should download
You should download it. Yeah.
it.
Nothing bad will happen. Um, so what version of Linux do you like? What do you use?
um, I like Arch Linux
Yeah.
most of the time, but only if I have like enough time to work on, like installing and all that and setting up.
Hmm.
But recently I don't have that much time, so I usually use Ubuntu or yeah, mostly Ubuntu on a desktop.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, yeah, mostly I use Ubuntu, but
Yeah.
I don't use Ubuntu desktop.
Mm.
I just use more regular Ubuntu without I don't
Yeah.
even know what the desktop environment's called, X11 or whatever.
Mm.
Just command line.
Yeah.
Tmux.
Tmax. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Because usually what I'll do is I would have just a Linux going for development, and
Hmm.
then if I want to watch YouTube or I want to look up stuff online or whatever, I'll just have a different laptop.
Right.
I have
Right.
so,
Yeah.
but I want to get something going that's a little bit better.
Hmm.
So, um, been checking out some stuff. Anyway, I'll keep all the listeners updated on what I pick because I know everyone's
Yeah.
so interested. um. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up for this week. Is there anything else you wanted to go over? Any breaking news? I don't see anything.
Ah, not really.
All right, everyone, stay safe out there in these
Yeah.
markets. Um, be careful, eat responsibly. Don't spend $100,000 on NFTs, and if you follow that, not financial advice, then we'll see you next week. All right?
Okay.
Does that sound good, everybody? All right. Uh, hang in there. We'll talk to you next week. This has been Something About Web3. I'm Dan. This is Kazuaki, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.